In Dangerous Animals, savvy and free-spirited surfer Zephyr, played by Hassie Harrison, is abducted by a shark-obsessed serial killer, Tucker, played by Jai Courtney. Held captive on his boat, she must figure out a way to escape before he carries out a ritualistic feeding to the sharks below. Dangerous Animals is directed by Sean Byrne, who has previously directed The Loved Ones and The Devil's Candy. Dangerous Animals is a pretty effective thriller, but it's a pretty simple one as well. It's basically just Hassie Harrison. She's captured by Jai Courtney's serial killer, who's obsessed with feeding people to sharks, and she gets stuck on his boat, and then Jai Courtney, he holds him captive in his room at the bottom of his boat, and then he goes into the middle of the ocean where there's nobody, and he feeds his victims. He ties them to a little crane on his boat, and then he puts them down into the water. He stabs them, so there's some blood coming out of their body, and then the sharks come and attack the victim, and that's pretty much the whole story, really. This is not really a shark film. If you're looking for a shark film, then you're going to be disappointed, because it's just the sharks come and attack the victim, and that's it. That's pretty much all you get from the sharks. It's basically just a cat and mouse serial killer type thriller. It's basically one of those films where a victim, a serial killer captures someone, puts them in their basement, and then this victim has to try and escape from that scenario. And we've seen that film many times before, but this gives it a little bit of a twist. It's set in Australia, set in the ocean, and the serial killer is a little bit different. We do get to see him a lot, in these type of films. Basically, the film spends a lot of time with the victims in the trapped room, but in this film we get to meet Jai Courtney quite a lot, and he's quite a character, and he's played very well by Jai Courtney. In the first act of the film, there's this kind of drawn out semi-romance with Hassie Harrison and Moses, played by Josh Heuston. And this film really drags down, this romance really drags down the first act of the film, because they don't really have a lot of chemistry. Hassie Harrison, she's very, very much a loner, and she's very tough, rebel type, tomboyish type of woman. And Moses, he's quite soft, and they don't really match very well. And this kind of drags the first act of the film a little bit. But once Hassie Harrison is captured by Jai Courtney, the film really picks up. Jai Courtney, he plays this really larriky type of, a very Aussie type of serial killer. He has this cabinet inside of his boat, and in a lock and key, and when he opens it, we see maybe 15 to 20 videotapes of, I assume he videotapes all of his victims, so he's managed to capture about 15 to 20. He focuses on women mostly, but he focuses on people who have left no track record. So his job is to take tourists out into the ocean, and he puts them in a cage puts them in a cage and lowers the cage into the ocean, and then the sharks swim around the cage. It's kind of like a through ride, and that's his day job. But when he gets to meet people who have no paper trail, he captures them and puts them in a room, and then he stabs them, and then he eventually feeds them to sharks. And we see this cabinet where he has 15 to 20 videotapes. So he's kind of I guess new at this thing. He's slowly still, he's kind of thinking. He's still thinking as he goes. And as the film goes on, especially in the second half of the film, he kind of stuffs up a lot. He makes a lot of mistakes, and in the third act of the film, he's really getting more stressful and more reckless, because he kind of knows that he's not on the same plan as he is in the past, and his kind of world is going to turn upside down soon if he doesn't fix his mistakes. I give Dangerous Animals 3 stars out of 5. The first act of the film with the romance kind of bogs down a little bit, but once Hassie Harrison is captured by Jai Courtney, there's a lot of fun to be had. It's not really a shark film, so if that's what you're after, you're going to be a bit disappointed, but it's kind of like a cat and mouse a film between Hassie Harrison and Jai Courtney. Hassie, she gets to escape from her scenario a few times in the film, and she runs away or she swims away, and Jai Courtney ends up capturing her again. So that's kind of like a Tom and Jerry type cat and mouse thriller. So if that's what you're in for, you're going to be quite satisfied with this film. So it's quite a simple film. It's just Jai Courtney feeding people into the water, shark-infested water. That's what pretty much all it is. But it's quite well-made film with some good performances from Hassie and Jai Courtney. Thanks for watching. What did you think of Dangerous Animals? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.